Having more than 60 students across my 3 sections while on the academic job market this semester was already a daunting task. But when I realized I would have to work from home for the second half of the semester, the stress was overwhelming. Every morning I would have to explain to my 2-year-old and my 5-year-old that even though I was at home, I couldn't play with them. To say the least, it was a challenge, but one that I overcame with the help of my mostly patient family and always hardworking students. I couldn't contain my joy upon seeing the progress my students made when reviewing their final exams. On top of that, I was lucky enough to secure a permanent academic job. Although this means that I have financial security starting in August, being a single income household, I have the added stress of paying for my whole family's medical expenses in June and July. At this point, even if it were possible to find an academic job for these 2 months that would provide medical coverage for us, I wouldn't be able to handle the additional stress. We already have one move to make, together with all the planning and the preparation of starting a new job. I stand with visiting faculty.
Being able to afford appropriate healthcare for the summer, not to mention housing, utilities, and other necessities, was already something that had been weighing on my mind. As someone with a chronic health condition that requires expensive, routine testing to monitor my condition and to verify the efficacy of treatment, it was important for me to find suitable summer employment to cover any associated healthcare costs until my next academic appointment starts in the fall. Unfortunately, many of those employment prospects have evaporated in the wake of the global pandemic, and I, like many of my colleagues in similar situations, have been left to wonder how we will make ends meet. This reality is compounded by the fact that my health condition increases my risk of infection, an issue that has become more worrisome in the past few months. I've been so grateful for my time at Bucknell, for the immeasurably supportive colleagues, for the wonderfully responsive administration, and most importantly, for the incredibly inquisitive and hardworking students that have made each day a joy to come to work. This past year has truly been one of the most rewarding experiences of my career thus far, and I would not trade it for anything. Instead, I find myself considering a vastly different trade, and one that I never thought I would have to make. How much of my own health and safety will I need to sacrifice in order to stay financially afloat until my next contract begins? I started as a visiting assistant professor here, and I'd always been proud of how Bucknell treated its visiting faculty. That has changed.
In February, I was informed that Bucknell would renew my position for next year. I was so relieved that I have some job security because my spouse and I are expecting another child this summer. I was told I wouldn't receive a contract right away to give me some time if I receive another job offer from another school that might be a better long-term fit. In early March, I indicated I'd gladly sign a contract to renew with Bucknell, but the contract never arrived. When I expressed concern, I was told I needn't worry, that the contract was coming. After all, I was listed as an instructor for the fall 2020 course catalog. A week after classes were moved online due to COVID-19, I got an email from saying that the position I promised might be gone. I was suddenly being asked to revamp 2 courses for online instruction, while also being informed I'd likely be unemployed in a few short months. I was shocked by how Bucknell was treating me and my family. A young child, another due, and several pre-existing medical conditions in the middle of a global pandemic. Over the next few weeks, I got contradictory messages. I'd heard that I'd actually keep my job after all. That's a relief. Then I heard I wouldn't. What a gut punch. Then I heard hiring decisions wouldn't be made until after registration proved that my fall course was in demand. The course filled, and I was told that hopefully the administration would see my value. In the meantime, I accepted another job offer. The contract starts in September, but Bucknell's ends in May. That means that my family and I will lose health insurance over the summer at a time that we most need it, during a pandemic with a baby due. So this is where I am. I've just finished pouring my heart into my courses. Now I'm scrambling to figure out where we're going to live. How am I going to pay for health insurance? even where my baby will be born. What could the university do for me and other visiting faculty who have given everything to Bucknell's students during this crisis? Probably a lot, but I think I've already been told what they're going to do. Nothing. This is a pandemic. Let's take care of each other. I stand with visiting faculty.